23 years old, I'm living in a little apartment in Lake, me and my dog, Capo. I don't know what I was doing trying to take care of a dog. I couldn't even take care of myself. One rainy night, this dude, Danny, comes in with drugs. Another day where I said, I'm gonna quit today. 10 times I failed again. Danny leaves the house, and when Danny leaves the house, I didn't know, but he set it up to rob me and beat me up. Danny leaves the house, and I let him out the front door, and this other big dude in the rain, a rainy Louisiana night, puts a .45 caliber pistol in my face right here. And when he did, my reaction was to hit him with the plate in the face. And he becomes like a monster. He took that .45 caliber and jammed it in my face. Like, I don't mean jammed it, I mean cracked me right here in the forehead. My life changes now. I'm getting ready to get cracked so many times here. I'm getting ready to get the lesson of my life of where I'm really living. Blood's coming down. Every wall in this apartment, in this room, and the ceiling has blood on it. Rob me of a little bit of money and literally leave me on the floor for a dead man. I get rushed to the hospital. They put in 70 stitches in my head and face. Like my whole face is just carved up. And I'm like, I'm done, no more drugs. Okay, guess what happens? I'm using drugs 15 minutes later, 10 times a day in the hospital. I quit. For 2 more years, I would use drugs every day. At the age of 25, my mom says to me, you're no longer welcome in my home, you're no longer welcome in my business. I don't want to see you anymore. I lost my dad when I was 10, I lost my brother when I was 20, I lost, I gave up my career and maybe I'm gonna be a baseball player to drugs. I've lost 5 or 6 jobs now, and I'm a loser, dude. I'm a total loser. But I do have this little light inside of me that says I'm special. I have this little thing inside of me that says, hey, you are special, you have something. But it was just covered up in all this stuff and all these problems and the drugs and the bad friends and the bad choices. So I'm in a treatment center in the next 24 hours. I go to this treatment center, I'm there 30 days. For the first 30 days in 7, 8, 9 years, I don't use drugs. For the first time in my life, I was able to quit successfully. Leaving the treatment center, terrified, scared to go back to society. I don't have any friends that aren't using drugs. My girlfriend was using drugs. Everybody around me, everybody I knew used drugs. I have to cut off all my friends, not really friends. I got to cut off all the enemies, right? And I got to start over. And before I leave, the counselor grabs me and the counselor says to me, look, dude, I'll see you back here. Probably, if you don't die, I'll see you back here. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm not coming back here. And he's like, oh no, you're coming back. And see, when you go to a treatment center, you tell them everything about your life, like all your secrets, all your inhibitions, and your, the things you want to do in your life, right? And so I'm telling them in this thing, everything I've done wrong, I share my whole life, but I also share with them what I want to do, my inspiration in life. I'm going to write books, I'm going to speak to audiences, I'm going to help people, I'm going to tell people the story about drugs and how they're like, no, dude. You're a drug addict. And all you're ever going to be, this is what the counselor tells me, all you're ever going to be is a drug addict. You need to give up all the ideas of writing books, speaking to audiences, being rich. I always wanted to be rich. I wanted financially to be rich my whole life. I wanted to be my dad. I wanted to be the guy that could take care of his family. They said, you need to give up all those ideas and settle for one thing, not using drugs.